every day until the rest of the year except for Thanksgiving Day and Christmas. And that just doesn't work for me, you know. That just doesn't work for me. So, to continue this story, and trust me, I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point of this message, but I really want to set this up, because these are events in my life that really got me to the place that built this message. So bear with me for a little bit. Bear with me here. As soon as they did that restructuring, that first restructuring, I started job hunting. So back in August, I would look once in a while before that, and occasionally I'd pop on the internet, and I may have sent out at least one, if not two resumes, but when that restructuring hit in August, I started job hunting really seriously hard in this area. And I sent out multiple resumes. In fact, I looked at my notes, it just reminded me of this. I gotta admit, there for a while, there's maybe a 2-week period, 3-week period, maybe even as much as a month, where the person that stood up here on this very platform and preached and hammered away about keeping your focus, I realized I'd lost my focus. I'd lost my number one focus because I came consumed with finding a new job. And my focus was out of whack, and I'll never forget it. It was a Sunday night, and I was sitting right over here. We were praising Him. In fact, it was the Sunday night that we ended up doing nothing but praise and worship. It was a powerful night. And I was right over here, and I got on my face on that chair, and I just heard the Lord clear as day say, Jim, you stop job hunting. I'm going to take care of the job. You finish this other project. And there's another project that I'm working on. I'm not going to get into it, but it's a ministry I'm starting. And just clear as day, the Lord said, you stop job hunting, and you work on that project. I said, okay, Lord, okay, all right. And in doing that, and looking back at that, what I realized is I regained my focus. I once again got my priorities back and straight. I quit being so consumed about finding this new job, and I could continue I could get my priorities straight and put God number one, where He belongs, and continue to focus on my relationship with the Lord. Well, to kind of bring this all full circle, that same week that the message came out about salaried people mandatory every day until the end of the year except for Christmas and Thanksgiving Day, that message probably came out on a Wednesday. That Monday, I got a phone call. I got a phone call for a job interview for a state job. Man, was I excited. I said, all right, Lord. I was just excited that I got that phone call, but then when I got that, knowing I had that interview coming, and that email came out about us working mandatory, I said, yes, Lord, that's all right, because I'm out of here. I'm done with this place, so this really isn't going to affect me. I'm not going to have to worry about this nonsense of working nonstop and making a stand and telling my boss that doesn't work. I'm out of here. And there were so many things, there were so many reasons for me to believe that this job was going to be mine. There was just, and I don't want to get into all of them, I don't want to, it's a huge rabbit trail, and I'm not going to get into all of those, but there's lots of things pointing and lining up that this job was going to be mine, so I was just confident that this job was going to be mine. Well, guess what? That following Wednesday, it was a long day. In fact, it was the 31st, and it was one of those days where I got up, went to the Y, went to work, came straight to the church. We did the thing, late night, cleaned up, get home, and guess what was in my mailbox? Anybody that's ever been job hunting, I can give you a tip. I can give you a tip. When you get an interview, it's excellent. But after the interview, while you're waiting to know if you've got the job, you do not want a piece of mail. What you want is a phone call. Or, I gotta take that back. Actually, if you get a piece of mail, you don't want it to be this size. You want it to be a full sheet of paper in a nice big envelope, because a full sheet of paper that's not folded, that's a job offer. That's how they send you a formal job offer. They sent it all folded up like, this is how you get a letter of rejection. Well, I got home from church that Wednesday night, and I opened up that mailbox, and I pulled it in, and there it was. And it was an envelope size. I didn't even have to open it up. I knew what it was. It was the thank you for your interview, but we've made our selection, and you're not it. And I opened it up, and that's what it was. It fell through. Major disappointment. What that meant is I was going to have to deal with my current job, which I've realized up until this point, I really wasn't prepared to do that. I hadn't set in my heart that I was going to have to do that because I was just convinced that the Lord was going to take me out. Even before I got that job interview, and through all of this time, I was just convinced that the Lord was going to take me out of here, and I was never going to have to deal with this. I was only going to have to put up with this for maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and I was going to be out of here. What I realized, what the Lord showed me when I got this rejection, that doesn't mean He's not going to pull me out, but what the Lord showed me is I need to deal with the situation that I'm in. Because especially with this 7-day-a-week situation, it just wasn't going to work for me. And so what I realized is I was going to have to make a stand, and it was going to be very tough. It was going to be very tough because, believe it or not, as many ups and downs as there are in this place that I work, for all the nonsense that there is, there's this core group of people that just do it. Whatever the company asks, they do it. They tell them they got to work 7 days a week, they do it. They tell them they got to work evenings, extra hours, take time off. Sometimes they get slow, they just do it. They just do it. And back when we had that big layoff, my name was on the list, or so I was told. I was supposed to get cut, and there were some key people that are good at bending the ears of the upper management. And they went to bat for me, and that's, well, God's the reason I have my job. There's no doubt about that. But He used these people to go and bend some ears and keep my job. But what I realized is some of those people that went to bat for me are going to be the same ones that are going to think I'm not a team player when I go and make a stand and say Sundays aren't an option for me. Because I talked to Di, and we came to this conclusion. I will work 6 days a week. I need a job to support my family, but I will draw my line. And Sundays aren't an option. Amen. And some of the same people that went to bat for me are not going to like it very much. They're going to question whether or not I'm a team player when I make this stand and say, working Sundays isn't an option for me. And so that's tough for me because for those of you that know me and growing up and playing sports and being in the Army, and even some of the activities that I did in college and being here, even being with this group right here, I'm a team member and I'm part of this team. And one of the things I love is coming along beside my fellow team members and making a stand in tough situations. Making a stand against the odds. Having these prayer meetings, whatever it is, I love being part of that team. And so, to have some of the people not consider me a team player at work was really going to be tough, but there's no other choice. My family's got to come first. But